Prepare for battle.
The Game of the Week returns. And what game we're looking at this week? Today we're looking at Sega and Gremlin's Space Fury.
Prepare for battle, opponent.
Space Fury is the 1981 multi-directional shooter arcade game developed by Gremlin. It was released in North America by Sega and Gremlin in June of 1981, and then Sega released it in Japan in July of 1981. It's the first video game credited with using full-color vector graphics. Up until this time, there were usually black and white monitors. And it was Sega's second game to use speech synthesis. The home port was actually done for the ColecoVision in 1983. The gameplay for Space Fury is the player controls a spaceship battling alien spacecraft. It's controlled by using 4 buttons: rotate left, rotate right, thrust, and fire, kind of similar to Asteroids. The player at the beginning of each round can pick an upgrade to his ship before the round started, but once you picked one of these special enhancements, they couldn't be used again until all were used. One upgrade allows the player to shoot in a 3-way pattern. The second upgrade allows the player to fire forward and backwards simultaneously. And the third concentrates all firepower in the front. At the conclusion of the round, the player can now pick another shell to go on his ship. During the gameplay, the alien commander taunts the player through the use of synthesized speech. The game continues through the rounds, upping the challenge and the speed of the gameplay until the game is ended. The alien commander had a lot of fun quotes to taunt you, the player. Here are some examples.
Does anyone dare challenge my Imperial fleet? Is there no warrior mightier than I? So, a creature for my amusement. Prepare for battle. You defeated my scouts. Well, my cruisers will destroy you. Warships, dispose of this annoyance at once. You survive. You are starting to annoy me, creature. Prepare to battle my entire fleet. Our battle is completed, warrior. You were an outstanding opponent.
Space Fury was the first released vector graphics game to use a color monitor developed by Electrohome. This monitor became a standard for the Sega Gremlin line, as it was interchangeable between different systems using either vector or raster graphics. The game itself was developed by Sega Gremlin, but the game designer was Murphy Bevins, and it shares a lot of resemblance to Atari's Asteroids. Bevins noticeably reduced the amount of inertia that the ship experienced while moving in any direction, while keeping some features as wrapping around the screen. To make the gameplay more interesting, he also added the option for players to choose variable weapons between each stages. This marks the first instance of a shoot-'em-up game providing players with the option to upgrade their ship's firepower. One additional innovation of Space Fury was the use of a character who provided taunts through speech synthesis, the alien commander. The speech synthesis was generated using a General Instruments SP0256-19 with voice samples provided by a DJ with a deep voice, which was easier to modulate. The same voice actor would also be responsible for the voice clips used in Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator, another great game. Unfortunately, the monitors used in the game were infamous for being unreliable due to a deflector amplification circuit put in place by the company's manufacturer, Electrohome. Reportedly, this circuit was in place to circumnavigate vector technology patented by Atari that caused a great deal of failures in the monitor. Later revisions of the monitor did alleviate the problem. Raymond Demesky of Video Game Player magazine gave the ColecoVision home port generally a positive review. He called the original arcade game one of the best games to follow in the wake of Asteroids. Now, while praising the accuracy of the conversion, he criticized the lack of the game's speech in the home console version. But we're talking 1982, and speech synthesis was really only on the computers at the day, most notably the TI-9940 home computer. It's interesting to note that the alien commander who appeared in the game and on the marquee also makes an appearance in the video game Zektor, also designed by Murphy Bevins and released by Sega Gremlin. If you ever get a chance to play Space Fury, you could definitely do it on home console versions, but the best way is still going to be in MAME. Unfortunately, the speech for the alien commander is not very accurate, but still a fun game, and I do recommend Sega Space Fury. So that's it for the Game of the Week this week. Join me next week to see what game I'm playing next. In the meantime, remember to tell your family and friends that you love them. And also, in your free time, remember to Game on!
You are starting to annoy me, creature.